What's up, guys? Ben here, bringing you another video today. An interesting one here. We've got some news from the Vegas Falcons, a statement from Luti that followed up some news we got about the Falcons Academy team earlier on this afternoon to give clarity on what seems like some roster changes happening at the Vegas Falcons. So let's take a look at their statement. We'll take a look at what their Academy team looks like now, and I'll give you kind of my thoughts on their situation moving forward. All right, to give you context on where we're at right now, we got this news around 2 o'clock East Coast on New Year's Eve from CDC Intel. By the way, great account to follow if you want to get news on all the roster changes that happen in challengers. The tweet reads, it appears that Falcons Academy have added Hamza Frosty and King Abadi from the main team to the lineup. The roster is now Khhx. I actually don't know how to pronounce his real new username. King, Hamza, and King Abadi. It seems like Doom and WXSL will be joining the starting lineup. This change makes them the 7th seed in NA. So, this one was kind of an interesting one. You've got the, the elite qualifier coming up next week. And so maintaining pro points, maintaining seedings like super important for teams going into that event. And it seemed like, okay, well, Abadi wasn't playing all that good for Falcons. Adding Hamza might be maybe a pro point player, just trying to add sort of a different look. It was a bit interesting. There's some complaining from challengers players about this move, I guess. But okay, so this tweet landed. We're like, oh, so, is Falcons making one change or two change? And then a few minutes later, the Intel account kind of followed this up with the following tweet. I believe they are making a 2-man change occurring, and Doom and WXL are coming in. I do not know who else is being replaced, but I assume it isn't a planned change as a replaced player hasn't joined the Academy lineup. So it was an interesting thought here. It was like, okay, well, maybe now then Hamza is being added because someone has to step away from the team. They are making a change they didn't expect. They need someone to kind of fill in temporarily during kind of the shuffle that's going to happen here. And then a few hours later, at around 5:30 in the afternoon, we got this statement from Luti. I'm going to read it to you in full. We want to provide our supporters with an update on recent roster changes within both the main team and the Academy team of Vegas Falcons. Khhx has temporarily stepped away to return to Saudi Arabia and address personal matters. We fully support him during this time and are confident this is only temporary. We stand with him every step of the way and look forward to welcoming him back when he's ready. In the meantime, we're using this opportunity integrate players from our Academy team to ensure we stay competitive while focusing on the long-term success of the project. We will be trying various rotations to put ourselves in the best possible position heading into Major 1. It is a challenging moment for our team. It is also one filled with opportunities to grow, learn, and prepare for what's ahead. Thank you as always for your unwavering support and encouragement. We're determined to make you proud and continue striving for greatness. A lot to unpack here from this statement. So first off, Khhx was probably their best player during the first 2 weeks of the stage. So this is a massive loss for them because he was shooting back at an incredible level and looked like a really good quality piece. And it seems like from the statement, he will, only be away for a little bit. So, their Major 1 was kind of already chalked. The Major 1 cycle was always a difficult one. So if you're going to lose him, at least this is sort of the best time, honestly, to lose him. The beginning of the season, not the end of the season, when you're trying to maybe push and figure out a way to qualify for champs. So the rotation kind of aspect of this for their team makes sense that maybe the challengers lineup isn't locked just yet, but there is going to be a roster lock at some point for the challengers qualifier. So a couple of interesting things. I thought it was January 6th, but in doing research for this video, the elite qualifier actually starts this Saturday. So only a couple days for this new lineup to kind of gel in this situation. The interesting part about this is if you read the top of that post, registration for a season's qualifier stage will close on a Tuesday before this qualifier stage at 12 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central European time. So if that's correct, I am recording this video on Tuesday, December 31st at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. This has already happened. So the challengers roster is the lineup that they will be using for at least a qualifier this weekend. Now matches start the following week after. So there's not that much time actually for Falcons to rotate players. And the complication they're also going to have is if the Falcons Academy team actually qualifies for the elite, then they're going to be even more stuck because they're not going to be able to rotate due to, I assume, the roster lock restrictions of the situation of being in the elite. Because if you look here on this elite roster management, roster locks, team participation in the season must participate with a roster used in the season qualifier stage until approved by the administration in writing. So a bit of a weird situation there with the roster, but the rotation aspect of this only really works if they don't qualify for the elite. If they qualify for the elite, well, I don't really see how they're going to rotate players. And I think the last kind of thought I have on this one, and we've talked about, it seemed like the idea and getting all these players to North America, their main roster, their challengers roster, was to see if all these players can cut it at a pro level and see how many of them, they can have long-term as a part of the project until they maybe need to explore a mixed team or something else. And so this doesn't really take them away from that goal. It maybe speeds up the rotation process a little bit faster. And I think if anything, it's going to make their major one probably even more difficult. But I still stand by that unless someone's playing really poorly in the challenger cycle, I think all 8 of these players are going to at some point feature on the pro team. We'll see what comp they kind of end up with at the end of the season. So tough situation for Vegas Falcons. Khhx stepping down has kind of caused a bit of a shuffle in their lineup and bringing Hamza Frosty to kind of take that last challenger spot so they can bring 2 players in. I'm also surprised that Abadi has moved to the challengers roster because I don't quite, he was the one SMG player, but maybe now with the 2 players that they are bringing up in Doom and WXL, they are more sub players. So we'll see what the roles look like for Falcons. And of note, the Academy team plays this weekend. The pro team does not play until the 10th for the first round of the Major 1 minor tournament. And they're playing Optics, so I'm going to be real with you. I think they're going to be out of that tournament pretty early and have a lot of time to scrim with whatever lineup they're going to use going forward into the next set of matches that they have, the 3 remaining matches for the Major 1 cycle. So yeah, those are my thoughts. A bit of a interesting situation. I don't think anyone really expected Khhx to step down, but I guess, based on his situation, we wish the best to him. Hopefully whatever personal matters, family matters, what have you is going on, he can resolve and come back to the States, but obviously changes coming for Falcons. I assume y'all think they're probably screwed, so let me know in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed, subscribe for more. And as always, guys, we'll see you on the next one.